I remember when I was growing up, my mom would have weekly menus, and my favorite was Hamburger Helper night. She would make it because it was cheap, easy, and so good. The great thing is, it is still around today, and even better, you can make it from scratch at home. So let me show you how to do it. Okay, let's start off with our seasoning mixture, which starts with a good tablespoon of the most important ingredient, a tablespoon of chili powder, followed by a teaspoon of onion powder, of course another teaspoon of garlic powder, some smoked paprika just for that redness and flavor, and this is about a teaspoon, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and this is going to thicken things up for us, another tablespoon of brown sugar just to sweeten up our lives, some salt, I'd say about half a teaspoon depending on how salty you want it. And of course, you've just got to have another teaspoon or so of ground black pepper. Then just go ahead and give that seasoning a good mix up and set it aside. Another great thing, guys, you can make up a whole bunch of this, put it in individual bags, and have it for future use. Alrighty then, next up you want to grab about a tablespoon of oil and add it to a pan over medium-high heat. Then go ahead and slip in an lb or a pound or half a kilo of medium or lean ground beef. So we're just going to break this up and let it fry up here. I keep meaning to get me one of those breaker-upper things. I keep saying it and never get them. I will though. And you want to continue to stir and fry this over, like I say, high heat until it begins to brown up nicely. And if you have any excess oil, you can go ahead and drain some off if you like. What you want to do now is add in about a cup of water. You can use beef broth too, but I'm being economical and cheap and stuff like that. Followed by a couple of cups of milk, and 2% is fine. I suppose you could use cream too if you were really not diet conscious and really rich and you wanted it thick and creamy. Now just go ahead and give everything a stir up here. Of course, bring it to a burl or a boil. Now we got a good boil happening here. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and this is totally optional, but I just love it, and I always have a bottle kicking around in the cupboard, but like I say, it's totally up to you. In with that seasoning that's been so ever patiently waiting. Of course, once again, a stirring we will go just to make everybody happy and jolly. Then, of course, you probably already guessed this one, we're going in with a cup and a half of macaroni noodles. Give them a good swizzle and stir around. And we'll just let these simmer away and stirring occasionally for about 10 minutes. After about 10 minutes, just check this out, my friends. Doesn't this look like Hamburger Helper? Like the real old-fashioned kind that Mom used to make? But not really yet, because I am going in with a cup of old shredded cheddar cheese. Now you could use powdered cheese too. I think you can buy that a little more cheaply. And of course, if you really wanted to be thrifty, you could just leave it out, but this is so good. Now come on, my fellow home cooks. This is Hamburger Helper. You can't tell me it isn't. Oh, doesn't this look wonderful? I mean, just check it out. Insanely delicious. So of course, let's go ahead and plate this up. And if anything like the old days, I just used to heap and stack that Hamburger Helper on the plate. And one thing I'm going to do that Mom never used to do is garnish it with some fresh parsley. She never used to do this, but I do because she made me into the culinary giant that I am. That's funny. And there it be, guys, our Hamburger Helper at home. And like I say, the great thing is, you make the seasoning up, you put it in individual pouches, stick it in the cupboard, and then just grab it during the week and you make Hamburger Helper in a matter of minutes. And really, can I tell you something? Honestly, you bite into this and it is better, much better, than the Hamburger Helper you buy in the store. Don't tell General Mills that or they won't give you that friendly wave, but this is so good. A meal fit for a Hamburger Helper king. And as always, if you like what you saw, give us a like because it really does help us out. Watch many more of our recipes. We have about 1,500 recipes now. And if you're so inclined, guys, subscribe and see you next time.